Always something to do. Well, we're punching a hole through a little bit of woods here. So I did a property swap with a guy, and we're putting a road in to access our property on the line here. So, but to do that, I need to find the property line. So I got to use my phone here. I have an app here with the property lines on it that gets me within a couple feet anyway, or at least a foot. I've ran it off of lines that have been surveyed in the past, so it's pretty dang true. Yeah. All right, well, we gotta go mark out our next spot so we can make our way through the trees here. Try find our next point, so just do it like breadcrumbs. Okay, so it looks like we'll just use this tree right here as a marker. Yep. All right, let's do some digging. Well, I'm gonna keep knocking trees down, and I'll show you what it looks like when we get it opened up a little more. We got a little ways anyway. I did get the thumb down. I'm sure a lot of you were thinking, well, that idiot, he doesn't even have the thumb down. I know I got the wrong bucket too. But yeah, so this here should be able to cut some wood out of this. Kind of the idea of piling it up like that. Hopefully Dane can cut out of it. Kind of looks like a mess right now, but the main thing is I'm just trying to get through here. And as you can tell, we go right here, and right here, this is my point of reference. I'll straighten this side up when I get my hole punched through here, and then I can see down the alley, and then I'll be able to judge the width. Through here, a couple small trees left to go. We'll be punched through. I gotta find the corner, which should be right in here somewhere. There's the road. Our new crossing is gonna be right here. It'll bring us right into the field. So I'm gonna get her finished up and go home and have some supper. See you guys tomorrow. Well, hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode. I am just in the shop here, obviously. The weather has definitely changed. We're getting quite a bit of rain. Last I looked, we had 4 tenths. I don't know, it just started at an hour and a half ago, I suppose. So we'll see what that adds up to. But in the meantime, Ivan's gonna come over today. We're gonna work on getting the shop floor cleaned up, since it's been kind of a war room here for a little while. Getting stuff ready. We weren't too concerned about the floor, but it's definitely needs to get cleaned up now. Dane, he's gonna stay at home. He's gonna help his dad work on some, I think it was a 6420. Yeah, they had a fuel tank issue on a tractor the guy brought over. It was dropping fuel, so anyway, long story short, we're gonna do a couple little things to the planter. Everything basically is a turnkey, ready to go right now. We have nothing, I can't really think of anything to do other than some software stuff that Austin's gonna come out and do on this tractor, but waiting for the tower network to get up and running, and then we can do that. So yeah, so we got one other project here. So the other day we picked up a standpipe, and we're getting this plumbed into our liquid system. So if you guys remember Eric Reed, we ran into him at the Commodity Classic, and him and I have been talking a little bit, and anyway, he suggested that we put this on our liquid system, especially running a John Blue ground pump. Anyway, we get a lot of pulsing because it's a piston pump, and we don't want that to happen. You want a nice steady flow, and so he suggested putting in this, so what they call is an accumulator. So what this does is it takes the jumpiness out of the flow, and it delivers a consistent flow of fluid. So that way in the back in our infer will be a nice steady stream. Dane built this bracket. He mounted this, and then we cut the line and shortened this up a little bit. This is as far down as this is going to go. It's only going to go up from here. So that's more than I need. If you guys are running liquid and you don't have one of these, I think even on a regular hydraulic pump, you should probably still think about running one of these accumulators. But Eric said to do it, and sounds pretty logical to me, so that's why we did it. And it's cheap.
Well, I guess we're about ready we must be ready for planting and seeding when we're doing this kind of stuff. Doing some cleaning in the shop. We got Ivan over here. There he is. I can't see very good. And then Dane and I are starting the frame up for the new windows. Try to get them in here before we get busy. So just cutting the foam out, putting the framework in, and then we'll cut the holes or cut the tin on the outside of the door and get the windows slapped in. So we had right at an inch of rain yesterday. Not looking too bad out there already, but looks like probably toward the end of the week we might be able to get going, weather permitting. So always something to do. So we got a bow strap that's bent on the tender truck. So we're gonna just use the crane and lift on it, straighten it out. That's the plan. Sometimes that don't always work. I don't know if I trust all this rust. Oh. Oh. So now we got all them bows real nice and level. Actually, a little higher than your. What do y'all give?
Well, I'm here by myself today. So Ivan, he's gone on a turkey hunting trip. He's down in southern Minnesota hunting them wild turkeys. And Dane took today off. So yeah, we're down to changing oil and lawnmowers, and Dane and Dad put in, I don't know if they got any footage of this, but they were working on putting them windows in yesterday and the day before. It takes a long time because the person that built this door for us, they didn't call us before they built the door. We told them we wanted 4 windows, but or 5 windows or whatever, and they just assumed you couldn't do it, so they just put in 2 and sent the door. Well, we would have told them we wanted to do it like this, so we just did a split window on that brace instead of cutting that brace. But that's why all them years, the last couple of years, this door hasn't been sheeted up yet, because we've been going to put these windows in. Anyway, it makes the things a little nicer, be able to see a little bit more outside. That's kind of nice. If you guys are new to the channel, thanks for tuning in. Here's our tanker. This is our sprayer trailer. It holds 8,000 gallons of water, 2 compartments. Myself and the previous guy that used to work here built the back end of this here, and it's set up pretty slick. So I'll show you more about that later on in the season here. But we got a little wiring I don't know, it happens, it seems to happen once a year, like right at the end of the year. It's happened 2 years in a row, the last day I've been spraying, which is really crazy. But we used to have an automatic control for the reel here. Anyway, it fries out. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put in a toggle. We don't use the remote anyway, so we're just gonna put in a toggle so it'll go in and out, and then we don't have to worry about it. A heavy duty 50 amp toggle, and then we'll be set on that thing. We gotta move some chemical around. This is the wrong stuff, but we're gonna switch trucks here. We're gonna unhook this in here and then take that truck and put it on the corn tender and just do a little switcheroo this morning. So that's what we're doing today. And then I'm gonna be off. We're heading to Grand Forks. Dad's got his little toy hauler truck there that he pulls the race trailer with. That's at Mike's Custom Truck in Northwood, North Dakota. How do you say this? It went on a diet. They lightened her up a little bit on some stuff. So anyway, long story short, we're gonna run down there and get that, and then I have to drop off some last minute soil samples that I'm doing for the pinto bean ground to see where we're at as far as nitrogen, to see if we need to add a little bit or not, because they're kind of, I wouldn't say finicky, but you can get by without adding nitrogen. But the buddy that's helping me out with this on these pinto beans, they said to add a small amount of nitrogen, or that's what's recommended. So we're just going to see where it's at to see if we really need to add it or not. So that's why we're doing some last minute stuff. And it just so happens our soil testing facility for this northern area is in Northwood, North Dakota. Egg Vice is where we bring our stuff. So we're going to do that, and I'll probably see you tomorrow. These hookups are so far away, probably going to have to replace these sooner than later. Make them a little longer. Might even have to put a little pogo stick or something here in the middle. Probably going to have to change something a little bit just from going out and turning. I can see that's going to be a problem. So everything down. I'm going to dump the air, pop that handle because it's an automatic. I'll see if it works. Well, that went pretty good. Well, we're gonna take this one off, switch them around, and then this girl's gonna go on a diet. I guess that's what's gonna happen with this thing. That's why we're switching them around. If you know, you know. That automatic kingpin release is kind of nice. It works pretty damn slick. Well, we'll finish this hooking this thing up later. We're gonna get going. Well, that's that. I'll catch you guys later. Well, we're gonna go start spreading some, or he's gonna start spreading some corn ground. We're gonna get that worked in either tonight or tomorrow morning, and then I'm gonna start working on some soybean ground that's been fertilized since last fall. So it's this heavy clay, last year's corn on it's really dried it out, or seems like the corn ground's drying out faster than anything else right now. So plan is tomorrow we're gonna put seed in this thing and get everything dialed in. So we're gonna fire this thing up and go do a little tillage. Oh, they're bringing soybean seed here. They bring about 500 acres of seed at a time. Fill up that tandem, or not quite, but they put a jag in her anyway. Went from cold to warm, just like that. Okay, see ya. Nice Uncle Morse could come and ride with a little bit. That's my grandpa's brother. He's been here forever. Grew up here, milked here. Fun having him with. Glad he's still around. There he goes. Well, it looks like we probably could have been out here a day ago. It's getting hard already out here. Well, I don't know. I'm having a hard time deciding what we should do on this stuff. It's plenty hard, especially on the headlands, so I don't know if we're gonna have to use the quick till. I mean, it seems nice here, but kind of torn here on what we should do. It's almost like if I hit it twice with this, but then we got some spots out here that are just hard, like where the gator ran. Not enough moisture in the ground right now. We're probably a day or two behind on this field. You know, should have probably been worked, and there was a little more moisture in the ground here. Just gets hard. Well, that's definitely better. Well, we're gonna do some discussing here and see what we're gonna do. I'm almost thinking it's gonna be a 2-pass deal here. Work it with this, let it dry a little bit, and then come back, and the super coulter should take out the imperfections that the quick till left. Well, it's better. It needed to go deeper again. The wheel tracks are the shitty thing. Over out here on the wings, it's just fine. Got a little discussing to do here. We'll figure this out.
2 hours later.
So what we figured out is we are going to do a 2-pass deal here. We're going to work it with this and let it dry a little bit, and then come back with the super coulter if we think we need to. I think we need to, but I don't know. Maybe it'll work up nicer than I'm thinking, and maybe we were just kind of in the bad spot of in the field or something. But I'll kind of get a better handle on it once we get this mostly done, because we don't really need to loosen it up anymore. Just maybe get rid of some of them clumps and stuff. So to conserve moisture and stuff, maybe we'll let it dry out a little bit, and then we'll come back and roll it. And I know it sounds counterintuitive to what I'm saying, but if we roll it, it'll firm it back up, take all them clumps out, and they're just clumps that'll just dissolve or break apart. So it's not like you're just pushing the clumps into the ground. The roller will literally break them up once they dry a little bit. We're gonna try it here. I want a real nice seed bed for the corn. Corn's going in here. Probably one of the only fields we really gotta maybe work with a little more. Otherwise, I think most of them should have nice adequate moisture where we're gonna be able to probably just run this machine and then be able to put corn in behind that. We do have a fair amount of urea out here with our P&K. We put it all on at once. With time restraints and everything, we didn't get the P&K put on last fall, at least on the corn ground. So usually we put the P&K on in the fall and then our base in the spring, so that way you can cover more acres faster. But anyway, we'll just see how this goes, and I'll let you know.
that Eco Star that's bad.
Yeah, I think it is. That gets really expensive.
Yeah.
You should see them staring at me.
Yeah.
You should have seen his face.
And then that'll be.
Don't worry, I'm coming. I'll get you. Come on, I'm coming. Hey, found you. Are we on? Are we live? It's for the spaceship. Dane will pick one up in the next galaxy. That was good. We got him on that one. And the camera was on and he was like this.
Eco Star?
Eco Star.
Squeeze my nuts and I was a tough little funny number.
We get a lot of pulsing. Yeah, don't do that. We get a lot of pulsing, and anyway, oh my God, I can see myself in the camera, and that looked really bad. That was my shin. Oh, I'm not as agile as I used to be. My shin. Oh, you fat. I gotta put you down. My shin's bleeding. Feels a lot worse than it looks. The shot better be worth it. Better turn out. You better use it. One cheeseburger away from a heart attack. That's what Stephanie. She's like, oh, you're so thick. That's nice. I can't do it like Dane. I don't know how he does it. So, I wonder how many more times I could say so.
I need about 3 more pairs of glasses and then we got her covered.
Now we can't get the window in there. Come here, there's a foot of snow in here.